On this episode of Pugliese Speed Shop, we're going to tell you the story behind my 1965 C10 that you see sitting in the back corner of every episode. This one might sting a little bit. Alright guys, here we go. I'm going to do my best to tell you this story without telling you like 6 others along the way. Wish me luck, alright? So, it's 2012. I get off deployment of the mighty Carl Vinson, and I have a Jeep. I don't know how this happened. I went throughout a whole array of trades and other hot rod stuff that happens in this lifestyle. I had 93 YJ. It was lifted on 33s. It was locked, rhino lined, all that kind of stuff. Great trail rig. Not so much of a highway commuter, which is what I needed. So, wasn't a big deal. I'm in California. I was stationed on Lemoore at the time. So, I had that thing. Megan had a DeVille. Well, it was my DeVille, but she was driving that. My 53 Pontiac was still waiting to be restored. That's another story. And I had the shovel head was running, and I was riding that to work every now and then. I'd take it like once or twice a week. And then I had Ninja, 636 Ninja I was riding. And that was like my main source of transportation. I got off a cruise in like May, I think it was, and it's like, whatever. Good to go. Shortly, like right after I got to the deployment, me and Megan were painting the garage, because in California you don't use your garage as a garage. We had a pool table out there, you know, a little bar set up type. I put bikes in there, but that was it. So yeah. So we're painting there when she's like, "Hey, look at this," and she shows me a guy who wants to trade. He's looking for a Jeep, which it wasn't my thing. I bought all this stuff on cruise to make it what I thought I want. It wasn't what I wanted. So he wants to trade for a 23 Model T Roadster. Had a small block in it. It was slammed, you know, old school Firestones. I mean, it was cool. Had dual carb intake. Like, check this out, right? So we hit the guy up. He delivers it, right? Takes the Jeep out of there. Awesome. Guess who doesn't fit in a Model T very well? This guy. 6 foot, 240, not working out. So it was a cool little car. We got, you know, I take it a little bit, got running real good. We rode around a little bit, and then winter time was coming around, and it gets like 20 in Lemoore. You know, it gets a little cold up there, and the fog. I don't know. It's like, you remember the cartoons, like, you know, Scooby-Doo would cut out. That's how it is up there. It's crazy. So this isn't working out for me. I had the shovel head. So yeah, So this wasn't working out. I had to do something. So we sold the little hot rod. Some guy had he was a shop teacher, like a alternative high school teacher dude that in the shop class, and he wanted to do that. And so he traded me last year's project, which was an XS 650, because obviously I need another motorcycle, and pretty much asking price for this car. So I was like, all right, yeah. So I had to deliver it to him, though. He didn't have anything I could tow. Neither did I. Actually parked somebody's truck and got a ticket on the way home on Veterans Day. Oh, my. So either way, we do that. Me and Megan shoot up to, Willis, I think it was. Like, I was almost in Oregon. And beautiful up there, though. Dropped the car off, picked up the bike, shot home. So I ended up selling the bike because I didn't need another project bike for sure. might have a price break at the time. Maybe I did. Yeah. So yeah, and that's that. You know, so I gotta buy something. I need something to drive during the winter. Here's my problem, guys. And you hear me say it all the time with the Tundra. Yeah, it does everything I need to do and more. I don't like it. I mean, I like it as far as transportation, and that's it. But it's hard, and I don't know if any of you guys have the same problem, but it's hard for someone like me to put money into something I'm not in love with. It's just, I mean, I get it. It's a needed thing. I gotta get to work every day, right? But, and as I get older, I understand that more. But younger, 10, 15 years ago, I don't care. I want something cool, right? Me and my brother had this conversation all the time. Joe, you know what I'm talking about. You know, he'll point out the newer muscle cars and this and that, and it's all trash. I don't want anything to do with it. There's no spirit, all right? That's what, I'm gonna stop for another rant. But that's just how I feel. So it makes it, I mean, I'm a car guy, but I have a hard time, especially nowadays, finding something I want. Because, you know, people want millions of dollars for the old stuff that I actually care about, right? Yeah, I get it. I've said it before, I'm complex. But, so as much as I love the advanced design Chevys and like the Art Deco ones before that and whatnot, no defrosters, heat was non-existent, wipers were vacuum, all that kind of, you know, stuff you can't, it wasn't, this isn't going to work for the daily driver. The problems were going to have, if I was still like in China Lake Station there, I could drive them every day, but I couldn't do the you know. So this body style truck. I always say I'm a Pontiac guy. Well, Pontiac don't make trucks, right? So, you look at Chevys. So here I'm looking at them, and it says, and I was looking all over it, and everyone out there, rust isn't a big issue in Southern California, as I'm sure most of you guys know. Well, I was actually in Central California, SenCal. Still sounds funny. But, yeah, so it's not, rust isn't a big issue there. But what happens is these people just hack stuff up because they don't have anything that rusted, so they're like, oh no, they don't realize what something rust-free really would mean to somebody like us on the East Coast. So we, everything was hacked up. Gas tanks hacked, of course, behind the seat, they'd move them wherever, and it just, yeah. There's very few times that people do it nicely with a kit and they don't just hack it up. It's just terrible. Cut springs, this, that, whatever, right? So I wanted to find the most original one I could find. But I didn't want the 6-cylinder 303. My buddy Johnny Maldonado, he had one. It was funny, I went with him to look for it. Guess who couldn't drive a 303, but I made him drive it home. Hope you're watching this, Johnny. So yeah, we got, so I had to regain my thoughts for a second. So I knew what I wanted. When we went and drove his truck, I was like, this is what I want. He just found the one he wanted before I found the one I wanted. So whatever. But yeah, so he had that one. But I kept looking because I wanted a Fleetside. Was the one I liked. I said, man, I'm looking for a 60. Really, I went 60 to 66. Fleetside, small back window with a V8, unmolested. And if it didn't have the V8, it wasn't a showstopper, but you know. So this obviously is an original V8 truck, but so I'm looking for Evan. I cannot find this thing. The kid's like, we're sitting on the couch. He's like, hey, you like this? He showed it on Facebook. Craigslist at the time was the thing. There it is. Oh my God, look at that. That's exactly what I want. We called a guy, me and Meg, to go take a look at it. He owns an upholstery shop. He had some cars there of my own, but and we're haggling back and forth a little bit. It was so I'm gonna let you know during the week. So I take off during the week. I tell him I'm coming Saturday to get it. That's what we're gonna do. Friday. Then we go get it. I think we didn't go that Friday. No, we didn't go that Friday because we had to end up in the ER. And Megan's telling me, she's in the ER. She's telling me, go get the truck. Go get the truck. I'll be fine. Go get the truck. I don't want you to lose it. A good woman or what, guys, huh? So, of course, I didn't go get the truck. I said, no. So I called the guy, hey, I'm at the hospital with the wife. He's like, hey man, do what you gotta do. So yeah, we went the next Friday, and we drive down there. The kid gets off school. We shoot down there because I mean he found the truck. I gotta take him with me to drive it home. Megan drops us off. We get in the truck. She shoots to Fresno State to pick up Gal. We'll come back going to. I'm heading home. So we found the gas gauge don't work. So they rescued us on the side of the road, got us gas. We get it home. I'll drive to work. A couple weeks, no problems. We clean her up, whatever. Right? I'm like, I love this thing. It's awesome. Thinking about different things I want to do to it and stuff. Right? So, and well, you'll hear the rest of the story. So we shoot to work one day. I was actually going to PT. It was like pretty early in the morning. I mean, shorts and PT gear or whatever. And all of a sudden I smell smoke. I'm like, oh, what's going on? I hit the side of the road. The alternator was wired weird. And the guy tried to make a one wire out of it, I think. I don't know. But there's wires just going everywhere. It didn't go nowhere, really. It was all over the place, right? And in front of the radiator, it was smoking. So I pulled the wires out. I disconnected the battery. All right, man. So I had roadside assistance. So they drag it home for me. That weekend, I rewired the truck. Cruising again, man. I'm loving to see again. Week later, same spot of the highway. And man, this thing's holding back. What the heck's going on, right? Turns out, it was holding back. I pushed the clutch in, and it kind of loosens up. And I realized, oh man, the motor's locking up on me. It stalled or whatever. I get to the side of the road, smoke bellowing out of the car. It was just everywhere, right? Motor's done. Son of a bitch. Call roadside assistance. Same guy comes and picks me up at the same spot. He's like, hey bro, you might want to rebuild this motor or something. So the guy got it, dude. He actually had a 71 C10, so we bonded. But so what do? Back on Craigslist. I pick up the small block that's in there right now, $250, right? It's got a performer intake on it. Just that alone is worth $250. I mean, really. So it's a runner. So I get it home, I regasket everything, and during the time, so my buddy Chip, Brandon, and Ryan were helping me out. And Brian opens the oil pan. He's like, "Hey man, is this supposed to be like this?" And sure enough, one of the freaking pistons is missing a dog ear. I'm like, "Whoa!" And then we find it in the oil pan. So like, forget it, man. I gotta get to work. I'm gonna run it. It's no big deal. So we did, and it ran great. It ran better than the. So the original one was one of them low compression 80s 350s, right? It just, back when they painted them blue because they tried to blame it on Ford or something, I don't know. Trash. The one I got in there now, this one was out of a 72 C10. Okay. Already a better motor. Had a nice intake on it. And then I said, yeah, okay, well, just whatever. So we throw it back together, it's dumping oil. And I thought it was coming from the bottom of the timing cover. I pulled that all apart. I remember in November, it was cold, and Megan's holding a flashlight for me. I'm out there. I can't get this thing to stop making oil. So finally, I'm like, you know what? I was going on deployment again? No, I was going on debt for like a month. So I'm gonna take it and get it rebuilt. I yanked the motor, take it to a local shop, he's gonna rebuild it for me. 9 months later, I got the motor back. Now, he did a good job with it. As a fact, so I got it bored out, it was a 355. It's got an RV cam. Remember them old school days? Had the RV cam or the 3/4 race cam or the full race cam. It's got the RV. I don't know the exact numbers. But ram horn exhaust manifolds on it. It's just a cool little setup. A little bit of headwear, nothing crazy. Maybe 350-ish horsepower. I don't want to nuts. I'm trying to drive it every day. Guy did a solid job, but it just took him forever to get it to me. I get it back from him. I mean, no kidding. Days before I got to move out here to Maryland. Just enough time to dump it in the between the frame rails and drag it on the trailer. So we shoot cross country. We're coming cross country. It was not, we made 9 trips cross country, I believe. This was, I ain't gonna make a 10th because the dog passed away in Texas. I mean, that's not funny at all, but she passed away in Texas and we dealt with all that. Virginia, Megan's transmission, let's go on the Cadillac. It was just one, you could have wrote a country song over this trip. It was terrible. So now we're in Maryland. This was the only thing I had that ran was a moving truck. I drove there. I had my shovel head. So yeah, this is what I'm working with. So it's November in Maryland, and I got a car with a trash transmission, a truck with no motor in it, and a motorcycle with a kickstart. What could go wrong? So I buckled down, put the motor together, get it running, driving. And man, like I said, it took them forever, but I love this motor. Absolutely love it. I think I put 16-ish thousand miles on it. Nothing ever wrong with the motor. One time I sprung a leak somewhere on coolant, so it got a little warm. Took care of that right away. I think the thermostat housing started leaking or something. Heater core started leaking at one point, took care of that, and the starter went out. That's it. And like 2 years of change of driving. So I'm loving it, right? You know, here I am, I got the truck I always wanted. And so actually, to tell you, when I picked it up, the guy bought it from the original owner, the guy with the shop. It was a farm truck. I guess he never left the farm. 30,000 original miles, 35,000. So now it's got 50-something thousand on it. And I'm loving life, right? So I take the kid to school in the morning. He was in a program for graphic design, which is obviously helping out now. And so I drop him off to school and I pick him up. The bus just didn't, is the whole thing. So one day I'm coming home, and that's how these happen. Coming home, some guy wanted to turn. He wasn't sure where he wanted to turn. He kept putting on a turn signal and faking like he's turning and coming back. So the second or third time he did that, Maryland, we got these little go-around lanes for somebody taking a left. I went to go around them. As I'm going around him, he decides, no, he wants to go this way now, so he cuts in front of me. So four-wheel drum brakes, single master, this works out. Somehow I didn't hit him, but I slid into the poor woman that was sitting in the wait that was going to turn in front of him. So she was already stopped, and I took out, I guess, her mirror and her door. That's what happened. Fix this up. I hadn't gotten to that yet. There's a thing behind it. We'll get to it. Least of my problems right now. So I'm like, man, this is crazy. 20-something years, I've never been in an accident, man. Now I gotta deal with this, right? I fix it. I'm just so upset about it. I'm just, you know. But I still, man, every day riding to work, man. I remember the maintenance officer we had at the time. He was, hey, Pugs, is that your old truck out there? He was an older guy, you know, older than me. I remember back in the day, man, driving my, you know, telling me old stories. He called it the Gray Ghost, right? Every day, oh, that old Gray Ghost. It was funny. Here I am, you know, he's a commander, right? He's pretty high up there, and he's like, hey, take me for a ride in that thing. And I'm driving around with this guy, and you know, it was cool. He was a good guy, Rich Simpson, good dude. But so, like I said, even it adds a little character, man, right? So I'm cruising it again, picking Andrew up from school, and we'll come down these back roads we took every day, and we go to cross over the main road back onto the back road we lived on, like we did every day. And I look both ways, right? I told us to look both ways before we cross the street. He looks both ways just because he has permit. He just was getting his permit, so he's paying attention to all that kind of stuff. So there's 2 lanes, divider, 2 lanes. So I come up and I stop, and you know, so we stop and look, and as I'm coming up, I look, I don't see nothing. He's like, yeah, you're good, and I go through it. Well, we had to be more than halfway through, and I hear, oh man, boom, we get creamed. Spins the truck around, we take out the stop sign, you know, window busts over there, door don't open no more. She hit me right in front of the rear wheels, right? So, it's tough. I'm like, oh man, here we go. So, what do we do? Andrew's like, Dad, I'm good. Look, I'm fine. He had a little cut, but it was from the glass. He's fine. Make sure they're okay. So I run over there and make sure they're okay. And sure enough, they all, thank God, everybody was fine. I opened the door, here's this woman, she had to be 7-8 months pregnant. Kids are crying inside the van. Honda Odyssey. Man, I hate those Honda Odysseys. But I'm like, oh man. But she was okay, everything's fine, ambulance comes, checks me out, we're good. So I assume I pulled out in front of her, it's my fault, right? The insurance company hits me up later on. We both had USAA, so that was kind of good. And they're like, it's not my fault. What? She was distracted. And I didn't realize that apparently she was on her phone. Cause I'm thinking, and I was thinking too. Like I said, we were over the road, and like, I know my front wheels were over the white line, like in the shoulder, and there's 2 lanes, and there was no, what do you call it there? Skid marks, nothing. So she could have gone around, put your phone down, you know what I'm saying? So, tweak the frame, it's beat, right? Here's a kicker. And I mentioned this to Joe, I said, be careful, because now at the time this truck's probably worth about $20,000. And they're just going up, right? I was talking with Haggerty and Grundy, and I was going back and forth over a measly couple of dollars to who has a better rate, who has a better coverage, all that stuff. And you would get like an agreed upon value, which I have on all my old cars and motorcycles now. I didn't have that. I just had regular old USAA. They offered me $1,800. And more than that in the motor. You know what I mean? Way more than that, really. But so yeah, I kept it because there was no reason for me to sell it to the insurance company, and then and my buddy Jason was like, "Hey man, pull the motor out, you do whatever." And I was like, "Yeah." I didn't do any of that because I try to be an optimist. I'm gonna fix it, man. You know who I am? I got this. So the cab you gotta replace it. I got a bunch of parts. I'll show you guys those, but yeah, that's okay. I'll get to it. I bought a cab at one point. It was a GMC cab, and it was in way worse shape than I thought. I didn't know that until I drove 5 hours to Carolina, so I still bought it. I ended up selling it. Somebody else is enjoying it because they actually were able to use it for their vehicle, but I don't like the GMC cab. The dash I'm not a fan of. But so that's where we're at now. It's been sitting here for 3 years. It's the first vehicle I had in the shop. I drove it over. You guys saw it on the first video. So I can still drive it like it is. Not great though. And but I'm looking. There's a couple times I'm thinking I'll find a roller that doesn't have a title, and I'll swap everything. That's my plan. It's been my plan for about 5 years now since it happened. Every time I find one, it's not quick enough. These things are hot, so it's hard to find something. But I think I got one. I got a lead. I don't want to count my chickens and all that because this guy's been the most responsive. But working on it. So hopefully you'll see this thing getting put together. Well, rebuilt at this point in the game. On a future episode of Pugliese Speed Shop. But since I've been talking and rambling for I don't know how long now, the least I can do is show you what's up with it, show you the parts I have, and I want to see if I can get this thing to run. I haven't fired up in longer than I like to admit. Try for a win. Alright guys, I'll give you a quick little walk around, like we already talked about there. So this thing was lowered the wrong way. Somebody heated up the springs, and I think it was the guy I bought it off of. Just give it a better look. I like the way it sits. It bounces down the road though, so that's something I was going to replace. Still got drum brakes all the way around. I was going to replace those. But the look, so the light silver, gray, whatever. This dark. This isn't black. This is like a dark gray, and then the 63 grill painted the same way. The wheels painted the same color as well, and it kind of flows into the interior. So they didn't change the dash from the original color, but they did paint the doors, but they didn't paint the rest of the cab. But yeah, so you know, they recovered the seat and carpeting and whatnot. And it still all looks really good. It needs to be cleaned up. I put that old school wrap on the steering wheel because I don't know why. I just did. But so that's what we're working with there. Trying to not let this become a shelf like most pickups do when they're sitting for a while. I'm failing. But look, they even did the little chains back here. That was pretty good. So here's the seat I got that I want to put in it. It's out of a old body style Chevy, those 80s and 90s. So that should be pretty cool. And then here's some of the other parts you got. You got the door because, yep. Bedsides. I got, actually sitting up there somewhere, I got new fenders. I got a bunch of stuff. So the guy I'm talking to, he's got a cab, and I think he's got a grill, and he's got some other stuff. But I'm not really so concerned with all them as much as I am the cab. But I got everything else. And then time, right? So here's that 350. Said nothing crazy. Power, nothing. But it cleans up pretty good in there too. It's been sitting for quite some time. Just the simplicity is what I love about this truck though. So I just threw the battery from the Nissan in it. See how this works. Yo, it's been like at least a year. Look at the oil pressure, huh? 60 pounds of oil pressure. I think that's been started in a year. This gas is like 5 years old. Because I ran the high test, huh? So you gonna stay running? And there's still the quadra junk on there, by the way. You can't kill them things, I'll tell you what. God, I love this thing. I think it's gonna stay running. Oh, that was something. Oh, that's right. The pipes are kind of dangling from where it got hit. Come on guys, tell me you're not impressed. And I gotta get this thing on the road. Well, there you go guys. Now you know why it's sitting in the corner. And you know why all I want to do is drive it. I love this thing, right? I mean, just here to start up. Hey man, if you put the smile on your face, it's good for the soul, right? So, I guess I should probably get it done. You guys leave a comment down below, let me know. You think I should start beating this guy up, get this cab off of him so I get this thing done, put it back on the road? I think I should. Well, appreciate you guys listening to me ramble for the, I don't know how long, but for the couple minutes of looking around the truck and getting to hear it run. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, tell a friend, and as always, thanks for watching, guys.